My name is Marine Master Sergeant Gabe Guest. I was injured in Afghanistan while my vehicle hit an IED. I was ejected from the vehicle and ultimately lost my left leg. This is my beautiful wife, Danette Guest. We met basically through family, and we were longtime friends, and then we started a romantic relationship about 7 years ago.
Between the both of us, Brady Bunch, I mean, I have 4, he has 2, so now we have 6 and 8.5 grandbabies. Absolutely love them. Definitely love them more than our kids, without a doubt. They're great. They're
Not true. Not true.
Just very, very blessed, very fortunate to have as many kids and grandkids that we have. And they definitely keep us alive. They're just so special, so special.
I decided to serve because my father was in the Air Force. My family has several different people who served in some capacity in the military. So I grew up watching somebody serve. I think the people become your family. I miss them dearly. It's shared hardship, so that shared hardship creates a bond that's unbreakable. So I was injured August 10th, 2008. We were doing a company minus op, and we had several different elements that were participating in this. During that time, I was the supporting effort. I was moving support back and forth to fire on enemy positions, and unfortunately, my truck rolled over an improvised explosive device, ejecting me from the vehicle and breaking my leg in three different areas. I started the limb salvage process shortly after I got home. It was just surgery after surgery after surgery. So years later, I still stayed in the Marine Corps. I started feeling kind of funny. So I went into the doctors, and they found an infection going through my system. And it was something that we were fighting early on, but we thought we had gotten it. They said, hey, you don't got a lot of options here. This is probably the best course of action. So that was about 3.5 years later. And then they took it above the knee because they had to get above all of the damage and infection. So yeah. And then after that, probably about 4 weeks later, I went back to work. The Marine Corps did a great job, though. They were gracious enough to find a purpose and a job for me, and they used me to the very end, which was great. Kept me focused on something else. We live in San Antonio, Texas. We live in a very beautiful little home. We have a one-story house, but there's still things challenges every day, that you have to deal with. We've got smaller doorways, so there's some parts of the house that I can't navigate with a wheelchair. It's just, I have to transition to a prosthetic leg. So depending on how I'm feeling and just different ailments that affect me as you get older, that becomes more and more of a challenge. The bathroom, they're pretty small, so transitioning in and out of a bathtub, we don't have handles or grab bars or anything like that. So we have a stool in there, so I have to kind of do this weird gymnastics transition portion where I get into the bathtub and make sure I'm not standing at the wrong time so I don't slip and hurt myself. And that's happened before, unfortunately.
I mean, I watch him daily. It does scare me. It worries me. And if he's not hopping, then he's scooting. I mean, he's going to do whatever he has to do to get from A to B, which can be very hard. He's such an amazing person and has withstood so much. And I came into his life later, but just a resilient individual. And obviously having a home that's adaptive, with adaptive needs would huge help.
I heard about Homes for Our Troops when I was in the hospital. For the longest time, I resisted, and then I got to a certain age where I was like, man, I'm going to be 50 in a few years. After that, I'm going to be 60, and it's no telling what my abilities and function is going to be at that point. I'm looking forward to not be a burden and take over more roles in the house. So being able to reach stuff in the cupboards, being able to get in and out of the shower without being worried that I'm going to have some, unforeseen accident. Being able to move in and out of doorways and rooms with unimpeded is going to be a plus. It'll be nice to be able to actually, traverse the whole house if I need to, and get to things when I need to. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Homes for Our Troops is love and independence. It's the community showing love, country showing love by recognizing that we have some hardships, unspoken hardships, and they know that they're going to help us enjoy our life through giving us the opportunity to regain our independence. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for changing the lives of so many service members, and we hope to pay it forward.